Hey, good afternoon, and welcome to EliteHealthOnline.com podcast today. We have two special guests with us today from Drug Crafters Pharmacy here in Frisco, Texas. Seema, staff pharmacist at Drug Crafters, welcome.
Thank you.
And Natalie, vice president of sales and marketing, welcome.
Hi, Clay.
Great to have you guys. Yeah, no doubt. So, as always, today's information is meant to be educational only, is not meant to diagnose or treat any condition. Make sure that you log on and visit one of our providers. We're going to go over everything today, and we're excited about today's topic, which is something that Drug Crafters team came up with, and that is a bug out / traveler's prescription medication kit. Natalie, tell us a little bit about how you guys came up with this and the need that you saw to design this special kit.
Well, just given everything that has happened over the past 2 years with COVID, we've seen some shortages of medications in pharmacies. Patients aren't able to find prescriptions that they're looking for that they need. So we decided to come up with a kit, so to speak, that really prepares people for the unknown, whether they're going to travel, if they're in a remote location that they don't have access to a lot of, or to a pharmacy or to any of these medications. We wanted to have a kit that prepares them for, the basic, antiviral, antifungal, ear, eye infections, stomach issues. Really, it's mainly all of the items that you would take if you were leaving the country or going to a third world country.
Yep. Yeah. Even if you can get online and talk to someone like us, telehealth clinic, even then trying to get to a pharmacy or get those medications delivered in a timely manner could be a struggle. So that's a great need. So, Seema, talk to us about everything that's included in this kit, and let's go through kind of at least the highlight. I know what's the total number of medications in this kit again?
So there's 21 items in the
21,
list.
yes.
Yeah.
21 comes in a nice little bag that you can keep with your bug out bag or your emergency kit if you have to, get away or you're traveling and you want to carry all your medications conveniently. You don't have to gather them up. You just grab the bag and go. I know
The
I've
point of
traveled
that cooler bag is to keep the temperature and storage requirements, to keep the medications stored for a longer period of time, so that you can have this kit for some time.
Yeah, I would have really enjoyed having this kit on a trip to Guatemala that I took, a mission trip, and we were out in the middle of the jungle, and I didn't know what we were going to run into. We were eating food cooked by the native people there, and they were in homes without running water, and so it would have been a perfect ideal time to have this kit. But take us through these 21. Let's go through the highlights. I know it has ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, Z-Packs, eardrops, eye drops, everything you would need to basically make it in the event that you're stranded. But can you kind of walk us through, highlight some of the most important medications and what the different indicated uses would be for those and how you guys see it being used?
Yeah, absolutely. I will touch on just some general categories that we had a thought process on what you come across when you're traveling. So, the first thing that comes to mind if you're going to any developed country that you were speaking of, Clay, was, the water purification. So there's water purification packages in there. But along with that, what we're worried about is traveler's diarrhea. And so infections that can come across that point of view in terms of traveler's diarrhea, treating it with an antibiotic that treats E. coli. So that is the course that's in there, plus loperamide or Imodium, as we know it, is also there. All of these medications that are going to be in here are going to be strictly indicated by a provider. So you're hoping that with cell phone service and access these days, we can be in contact with a provider very easily. We just may not have the dispensable medication with us. So this kit prepares us with those indications. And then on that side of the, food poisoning or traveler's diarrhea, also the ondansetron for nausea. Or Zofran as another name for that. So that's one aspect of it. The other aspect of it that we know very clearly now with COVID and a lot of other upper respiratory sinusitis infections like that, we have our Z-Pack, We have hydroxychloroquine, amoxicillin, valcyclovir, Tamiflu, and in terms of considering ivermectin, and in terms of treating the whole body, the lungs specifically as well, we have albuterol or Ventolin, the other name that a lot of people know. In general, we can be in, if we're going to Guatemala and there are moist environments, we can get fungal infections with a lot of the moisture, jock itch, athlete's foot, things like that. So we have fluconazole, clotrimazole cream, nystatin tablets. These are all the things to treat a fungal infection. And then on top of that, related to skin infections, we have for abrasions, for rashes, poison ivy through hikes. We have the betamethasone for any rash type of situation. We have, your regular Benadryl for that kind of reaction. Still related to skin infections, you'll have cephalexin. Also related to skin infections and considering oral infections, because we can come across tooth infections while we're out and about. So the amoxicillin and cephalexin can be helpful for that. You have mupirocin, which is an antibiotic cream, and prednisone tablets, steroids. You never know when you're going to need a steroid, if it's a bug bite, an inflamed area, a heat rash.
Hey, go back, Seema, not to cut you off. I mean, keep going because this is phenomenal. But can you go back to the one that you would take for an abscessed tooth or an infection? I know I've been traveling before and had a problem. That is extremely bad place to be.
Inconvenient.
We all have that fear of, I'm not going to be able to call my dentist and at least get some pain medication to get me through to Monday. Luckily, I live close to my dentist and he's a good friend, so I can get in quick. But talk to me more about that one. What was that, and what would that do? How quickly would that act to help the patient?
Yeah, great question. So typically for a dental abscess, the first approach is amoxicillin. It's a 500 milligram strength, and you typically take 2 right off the bat, and then the course of 3 times a day for however many days the dentist recommends. And then beyond that, if it's related to more, like it could be not just teeth, but it can be any oral mucosa infection or any staph-related skin infection on our bodies from abrasions, cephalexin or Keflex, that is the treatment course that typically is 3 times a day for 5 to 7 days, again, how it's indicated by the provider for whatever that condition is.
That's really awesome. In the packet, I know when you just stepping into the process, we'll come back to the medications here in a second. This is a free consult on our website that anyone can have that wants to purchase one of these kits, or for anyone in their family. Go online, have that appointment. Our doctors are going to run through the gamut of medications and the different indicated uses of how you would use those. But you guys are also including that in the packet, correct? So when it ships, it's going to have a list of not only every medication, but different times in which you would take the different medications. So abscess tooth, what would take, starting to spike a fever, diarrhea, different symptoms, which combinations would you take? All that's included in the pack, correct?
Right. Yes. Yes. Like, for example, traveler's diarrhea, beside the emollient, it says diarrhea without fever. And then with the ciprofloxacin, which is the antibiotic to treat that, as the first line, it says traveler's diarrhea with fever indicated.
Excellent. So they can look at their symptoms. In the event, again, we're at Elite Health Online. We're here to schedule a telehealth visit to talk to one of our doctors and talk about your symptoms. And then you would have the medications there wherever you're located to start instantly and not have to deal with shipping medication or trying to locate a pharmacy in a remote location or in another foreign country. But in the event that you couldn't get hold of us, or in the event we're in a catastrophic situation, the instructions there would say these symptoms, here's the medication to take.
Exactly.
Awesome.
And it's very general, just gives you an idea of the types of ailments that it can help with.
Right, right. But all of these medications are well tolerated, have been around for years.
Yes.
And obviously patients are going to go over with us their medical history, their allergies, I know you guys are also on your side going to also look at and go through with the patient before dispensing what allergies they have and make sure that there's nothing there that would be a contraindication.
Yes, yes. And that's one of the disclaimers in the sense that, who the kits are suited for. The kits are suited for patients who are 18 years and older, for the prescribed user, not allergic to anything in the kit. Of course, you said that you're going to go through that, and we will go through it as well. And I guess the only other thing I was thinking of is if they have a history of any issues with.
Right. Yeah, we covered that on our appointment. Yes.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I just wanted to go back to that because anyone who's had an abscessed tooth while traveling or couldn't get to a dentist office, I would have paid double the price of this medication to just get a little relief. I can promise you that.
So there's actually only a few more things to go over, which is related to eye and ear. So we have chosen just eye drops, since eye drops are sterile enough for the eye, but can also be indicated for the ear, since you can't use it vice versa. Anything for ear cannot be used in the eye. So we have eye drops that are specifically indicated, but should there be an ear infection, an external, like fluid in the ear for long periods of time, an ear infection that related to that, the drops could be used. So there's a steroid ear drop or eye drop, prednisolone, and then an antibiotic eye ear drop called tobramycin in there.
Okay. Awesome. So overall, 21 different prescription medications, from everything from diarrhea to fever, viruses, fungal infections, ear, nose, and throat, skin rashes, just anything that you would run into that's kind of your run-of-the-mill stuff that's going to make you miserable if you're out and about. So if you chop off an arm, I think you're in need of some medical assistance, but otherwise, you're going to be okay. All right. That's great. Excellent. Anything else to add, Natalie or Seema?
No, we're just really excited about this. We've had a really good turnout so far. I know doctors are excited about it because their patients they love this concept that they can get this kit of medications and, put it on a storage shelf in the garage or in the back and, not have to worry about it until the time comes where they need to use one of the medications. So
yeah, no, that's a great point. We've had patients already purchase multiple kits for different locations. They live in different parts of the country or they travel frequently. And so they've wanted multiple kits available. So that's good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The only thing about this is that it isn't a first aid kit. So there's not, I want to be clear about that. There's no Band-Aids, epinephrine, nothing else like that to treat some critical things that could happen. So, but it is like a traveler's kit, kind of a way for you to feel more comfortable about when you're traveling, that you will be able to, you're happy and conditioned and feeling comfortable about where you're going, knowing you're very remote. Right.
For sure. And I know in talking to family and different patients that we've had come online, they're like, well, I already have a bug out kit. And then you say, no, you don't have this part of your bug out kit. They have fishing poles, two levels of currency or two types of currency. They have ammo, weapons, everything prepared for an event, but they have no medical supplies. Or they have a first aid kit and no prescription medications. So in the event that they get sick, come down with something, that part of this is really a way to round out a bug out kit and your traveler's bag if you're a heavy traveler and something that you travel overseas or out of the country. This is an excellent thing to round out just to keep on hand, and you'll be glad you did. It's one of those things where you don't really think you need it until you need it, and then you wished you'd have had it. So,
yeah.
Excellent. Well, the process could not be simpler. Just simply go to elitehealthonline.com, click book telehealth appointment. There you can see that there's an opportunity to book what's called the bug out / traveler's kit prescription medication appointment. This is a quick 10 to 15 minute appointment at tops via telehealth. We'll go over your medical history, make sure that you don't have any allergies that would contraindicate with any of these medications. And then within 72 hours or so, the medication packet will be at your door and you will be prepared for just about anything that you need in a medical emergency. So we appreciate you being here today. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you, Seema.
Thank you.
Yeah. And we look forward to taking care of you online. Good afternoon.